If I asked you to pay $1 for a mystery box, you would hesitate. You would ask what's inside, you would weigh the risk. But if I told you that same box was free, your brain would shut off and your hand would grab it automatically. Corporations know this. And today I am going to show you why free services almost always cost you more in money, in time, and in future wealth. Quick disclaimer, this is educational, not financial advice. Most people think free means cheap. But free usually means the bill is hidden. It means someone found a way to charge you without calling it a charge. That is the real rule of modern business. If you are not paying for the product, you are not the customer. You are the product being sold. Let's make it obvious with a simple metaphor. Imagine I am holding a mousetrap and the cheese is labeled free. You already know what happens next. You don't see the trap, you see the cheese. That is what free does to your brain. It is a magic spell that bypasses logic. Meet Fred, freemium Fred. Fred is online just scrolling. He sees an ad, zero commission trading. He clicks. Then he sees free shipping on orders over $50. He adds random junk to his cart to hit the threshold. Then he sees free mobile game. He downloads it. Every time Fred taps get, invisible tubes attached to his back, draining a golden liquid, his money, his time, his data into a giant tank labeled corporate profits. Fred is smiling, thinking he is winning while he slowly shrivels. That is the trade. Not money for a product, you for a product. Now, why does this work so well? Because your brain has a glitch, the zero price effect. Behavioral economics research, including work popularized by Dan Ariely, shows humans are loss averse. Paying even 1 cent feels like risk because you can lose something. Paying zero feels like no risk at all. So when the price hits $0, your brain switches modes. You stop doing normal cost-benefit math. You overvalue the item, even if it is junk, even if it wastes your time, even if it quietly drains your wallet later. Free is not a discount, it is a psychological override. Tech companies weaponize this. They realized if they charge $0, they can harvest data and attention worth far more than any monthly fee. They are not giving you a gift, they are buying access to you. And the business reality is simple. A company cannot run on vibes. Servers cost money, staff costs money, marketing costs money, investors want returns. So if a service is free, the money is coming from somewhere else, usually one of 3 places. Your future spending through nudges and upsells. Your data, sold or used to target you with ads. Hidden fees and worse pricing disguised as convenience. The most common mistake is thinking, if it is free, I am saving money. No, if it is free, you are paying, just not in a way you can see. Now let's prove it with 3 real examples. First, zero commission investing. Zero commission sounds like progress. Years ago, buying a stock might have cost $7 per trade. Now an app says trade for free. So the question is, how do they make money? One common mechanism is payment for order flow, or PFOF. Instead of charging you a commission, the broker routes your trade in a way that can create profit elsewhere, and your cost can show up as slightly worse execution, a worse fill price, tiny, invisible, easy to ignore. Let's do a simple example. You buy 100 shares of something. If you get a fill price that is $0, $5 worse per share than you otherwise might have gotten. That is $5 on that trade. Do that repeatedly over years, buying, rebalancing, dollar cost averaging, and those tiny hidden taxes can add up to thousands. And the painful part is, you thought you were saving $7, but you might be paying $5, $10, $20 in hidden cost, over and over. Not always dramatic, but consistent. Free trading can be like a free taxi that takes the long way every time. And to be fair, not every broker is identical and execution quality varies. The point is not that every free broker is evil. The point is that free moved the cost into a place you stop measuring. If you invest long-term, focus on total cost, including execution quality and transparency, not just the advertised price. Second, the free shipping mirage. Free shipping on orders over $50 is one of the most profitable mind tricks on the internet. You wanted a $20 item. Shipping is $5. Total would be $25. Your brain hates paying shipping. It feels pointless. It feels like losing. So you do what the website wants. You add $30 of junk to your cart to unlock free shipping. Now your total is $50. You spent $30 to save $5 and you felt like you won. That is not saving, that is bundling. They anchor you to the pain of the $5 shipping fee, so you do irrational things to avoid it, like buying things you did not want. And there is another layer. A lot of free shipping is not free. It is baked into the price. The item price gets quietly inflated and the shipping is advertised as free because free feels better than honest pricing. Look at this. Scenario A, item $20 plus shipping $5 equals $25. You feel sad. Scenario B, item $30 with free shipping equals $30. You feel happy. Same reality, different framing. Corporations do not remove costs, they relocate them. The only way to win is to ask yourself at checkout, am I buying this item, or am I buying the feeling of not paying shipping? Third, the biggest cost of all, attention and data. Social media, free search, free email, free games, these are not apps. They are attention machines. They are designed to keep you scrolling, tapping, watching because your attention is what they sell, and it goes beyond ads. They use your data to predict what you will buy before you know you want it. They learn your habits, your fears, your impulses. Then they aim the perfect ad at the perfect moment. That is why your phone feels like it is reading your mind. It is not magic, it is data. Now let's do the time math because this is where free becomes expensive. If you spend 2 hours a day on a free app, that is 14 hours a week. That is about 730 hours a year. Now put a value on your time. If your time is worth $20 an hour as an example, that is $14,600 per year. You do not pay that in cash. You pay it in lost potential income, lost skill building, lost focus, lost energy, and impulse spending triggered by ads. And no, nobody needs to be productive 24/7. That is not the point. The point is the trade. If you are spending hours watching ads to avoid paying $10, you are paying with something far more valuable than $10. That is why user as product is so dangerous. It turns your attention into a resource someone else mines. Now let's pull it together with a simple 10-year comparison. Two people. Fred is the freebie hunter. He uses the free trading app. He chases free shipping thresholds. He watches ads to save tiny amounts. He plays free games that sell him upgrades and steal his time. Steve is the conscious consumer. Steve pays small fees for better transparency where it matters. Steve pays shipping for exactly what he needs. Steve pays for ad-free experiences when it saves real time and reduces impulse spending. Now the numbers, just as an example. Over 10 years. Fred saves $500 in obvious fees, but Fred loses $5,000 in hidden trade execution costs. Fred wastes 2,000 hours watching ads and scrolling. Fred spends $3,000 on filler items to hit free shipping thresholds. Steve pays $1,000 in fees over the decade. But Steve gets better pricing where it matters, keeps more time, and buys less junk. Result, Steve comes out far ahead, even though Steve paid more upfront. That is the paradox of wealth. Wealthy people ask, is it worth it? Poor people ask, is it free? Change the question and you change your life, so let's land this. Free creates an emotional short circuit, the zero price effect. If the service is free, you are often the merchandise, your trades, your data, your behavior, your attention. Time and attention are your most valuable assets. Stop giving them away for $0. Real wealth is built by paying for value, not by chasing free traps. Use this rule. If something is free, ask, how are they getting paid? If you cannot answer in one sentence, assume it is you. If you want to stop being the product and start being the owner, hit subscribe. It is free, but in this case, the only cost is your ignorance. And comment one free service you use the most, and what you think it actually costs you in time or money.